Hey there YouTube lovers, my name is BB8 and today I am going to share my top 10 picks for games that should get Nintendo Switch 2 editions. After the Nintendo Direct revealing more about the Switch 2 has just gone, I thought I knew immediately I needed to get out a video about Switch 2 editions. So I thought, why not do a list sharing my top 10 games? And I thought, now's the perfect time to do it. So, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Number 10, Super Mario Odyssey. I don't think there's that much that can be done with an Odyssey Switch 2 edition. I think a Switch 2 edition for Super Mario Odyssey would just improve on the visuals, especially with the new HDR feature in the Switch 2. And guess what? Since the Switch 2 now has surround sound, we could have some form of surround sound features implemented in there as well, which could make Odyssey a bit more immersive. I am going ahead and replaying Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom later in the year, and if Odyssey gets a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, I'm doing the same with Odyssey. Number 9, Luigi's Mansion 3. There's not that much that I think a Luigi's Mansion 3 Nintendo Switch 2 edition could do, like with Odyssey, but I do feel like if Luigi's Mansion 4 does not come out in 2025, I think they could do this with Luigi's Mansion 3 to keep people waiting for Luigi's Mansion 4. I mean, we do have the original Luigi's Mansion confirmed for the GameCube Nintendo Classics collection, but I think giving a Nintendo Switch 2 edition to Luigi's Mansion 3 with surround sound and taking advantage of the HDR, I'm not gonna lie, it can make Luigi's Mansion 2 look better than it already is. I mean, it is already a stunning looking game, but I feel like a Switch 2 edition to keep us waiting for Luigi's Mansion 4 would make it better. Number 8, Monster Hunter Rise. I did feel like it was a bit odd that the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct did not confirm that Wilds was coming. It kind of felt odd because Street Fighter 6 was there, but Monster Hunter Wilds was not. And if Monster Hunter Wilds does not come to Switch 2 at all, I feel like bringing over a re-release or a Switch 2 edition of Monster Hunter Rise to make it run on par with its PS5 and Series X counterparts, and PC as well, I feel like Rise could be worth revisiting. And even if we don't get Wilds, we can always have an upgrade for Rise. Number 7, Minecraft. Yeah, this isn't even a Nintendo game, but I think the reason I wanted to bring up Minecraft in this video is mainly because the Switch version of Bedrock Edition is so awful. I mean, Bedrock Edition as a whole is a bit awful, so hopefully bringing over Minecraft to Nintendo Switch 2, like a full native version, instead of relying on backwards compatibility through Switch 1, I do think they should upgrade the performance and the rendering distance as well. I do think there is a lot they could do with a Minecraft upgrade on Switch 2. This is one that is really needed right now, only because the Nintendo Switch version of Minecraft does run like garbage, but hopefully on the Switch 2 it will change. Number 6, Metroid Dread. Yes! Metroid Dread is one perfect game that could go ahead and use the Nintendo Switch 2 edition feature quite well. And I did think to myself, with HDR and surround sound, Metroid Dread would actually be the perfect game to implement those features, since HDR could actually make the environment of Metroid Dread more immersive, and surround sound, especially with Dread being horror-like, it can work. Even if we don't get new content in a Dread upgrade, Metroid Dread would look really good with an upgrade. It's already an amazing game as it is, and upgrading Dread for HDR and surround sound can make it better. Number 5, both Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle and Sparks of Hope. I mean, I think the one studio that is going to take advantage of the Nintendo Switch 2, not just with Nintendo Switch 2 editions, but also third-party support for the Switch 2, it's probably Ubisoft. And since Ubisoft has worked with Nintendo in the past with the Mario plus Rabbids series, I do think they could bring it over. Besides, Mario plus Rabbids do have their own issues on the Switch 1 that I would like to address. They do look good visually, but Sparks of Hope isn't quite there with the frame. But I do think bringing out Switch 2 editions for both Kingdom Battle and Sparks of Hope can improve on the frame rate. And the visuals, it could take advantage of the HDR feature quite well. Number 4, Super Mario RPG. I mean, there's not really that much that a Switch 2 edition of Super Mario RPG could do in terms of improvements, because the game itself already runs perfectly on Switch 1, but I do think improving on the resolution could be one improvement they could make, and with how vibrant the game's visuals are, I think the game would make good utilization of the HDR feature. And even if we don't get an awful lot of new stuff in the game, I do think Super Mario RPG, the 2023 remake, could actually improve on the already great visuals and performance that we come to expect from the 2023 remake. Number 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is a game that needs a Switch 2 edition as soon as possible. I don't know if it's actually too late to give Scarlet and Violet a Switch 2 edition, only because the upcoming Pokemon Legends ZA was actually confirmed to get a Switch 2 edition. But Scarlet and Violet, I'm not gonna lie, my biggest flaw with this game is the performance. Since I do feel like that the game does drop in frame rate quite a lot when playing it, the render distance, like, I think the frame rate of faraway objects, like a windmill, is quite low. I do think a Switch 2 edition of Scarlet and Violet could fix that. And while Pokemon Legends ZA is due to get a Switch 2 version when that comes out, can you please, before Legends ZA, bring a Nintendo Switch 2 edition to Scarlet and Violet? Maybe I'll re-review it for the Switch 2. Number 2, Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door. This is like the 4th Mario RPG I included on the list. But The Thousand Year Door already looked great visually. Why would it need a Switch 2 edition? Well, I bet a lot of people were bothered about the frame rate of The Thousand Year Door not being on par with the original. So I thought bringing in a Nintendo Switch 2 edition could bring the frame rate not just on par with the original, but taking advantage of the 120 frames per second as well. And who knows, maybe they could add a new campaign with Paper Luigi and his adventures in the Waffle Kingdom, taking place simultaneously with Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Number 1, all 4 Xenoblade Chronicles games. Not just Xenoblade 2 or Xenoblade X Definitive Edition, but all 4 of them. I was surprised that Xenoblade wasn't announced to be given a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and I feel like the entire Xenoblade series needs it, only because I do have that one issue with Xenoblade 2 where the visuals are blurry in handheld mode, but hopefully bringing Nintendo Switch 2 editions for all of the Xenoblade Chronicles games could actually make the resolution and the performance better than it already is. And coming off Xenoblade X Definitive Edition a few weeks ago, I'm actually surprised that we didn't end up getting Switch 2 editions for not just Xenoblade X, but all of them. And I don't think we need to get a re-release of 2 in 2027. And I'm not expecting Xenoblade 4 to come out until that year. So to hold us off, we don't really need that many new story content in any of the Xenoblade games. All we need is an improvement in resolution, taking advantage of the HDR, especially with characters like Pyra and Mithra, taking advantage of that. And there's not really much anything else other than the performance, the resolution, and the HDR advantage. Oh wait, surround sound! They could add surround sound into Xenoblade 2 and all of them. So guys, what did you think of my top 10 picks for Nintendo Switch games that should get Nintendo Switch 2 editions? And I want to hear from you. Based on the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, what games would you like to see get Nintendo Switch 2 editions? So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss another video like this one in the future. And I will see you all in a future video. BB8 out.